Dear Pixie, you asked us what we could tell you about Thoth and Lucifer. Thoth is what you would know as a deity, originally co-created by the energies of those that you know as ascended masters and the humans who were on the planet at the time of this creation. Therefore, Thoth is what we would call a thought form or an archetype that manifests from the Earth grid. He has life but not substance as we see it. Some would refer to these beings who are Thoth as clones, but we would not use that word. We would use the word holographic replicas. However, the energy of Thoth now resides within the vibration of the Ascended Masters and takes substance within his form from there. The energy of Thoth is what you might call an ascended version of the original archetype, although this is not strictly the correct concept, yet is near enough for ease of explanation. This ascended version of Thoth comes forward in polarized, positive or neutral form, and the positive aspect of this energy oversees the ascension process along with the other ascended master frequencies. Lucifer is light. Lucifer is knowledge. Lucifer is that which we refer to as the light that has not yet blended with the energy of unconditional love. Therefore, Lucifer as knowledge can come forward in either polarized positive or polarized negative aspect. Lucifer is electrical energy and runs through everything. We are part of the polarized positive Lucifer aspect. Our light is combined with unconditional love. Therefore, we are also separate from the Luciferian aspect, for we are different, we have blended and we have changed. The Luciferian aspect is within everything, and when blended with unconditional love, the Luciferian aspect changes into another geometric form. The polarized negative Luciferian aspect is light that is not blended with unconditional love and therefore remains as only light. This is the Luciferian aspect that many of you know as evil. We see this aspect in this form as incomplete, even though it is an individualized aspect. In its original form, it remains a polarized negative service to self-energy of vast intelligence. This aspect of Lucifer is the opposite polarity to us, and is the polarity working against the ascension. This aspect is a necessary part of universal balance if the one source energy of all that is wishes to experience all and everything. You asked us if the Kabbalah tree of life is accurate and truthful. We would conclude that the Kabbalah is an extremely accurate model of the universe, and we would recommend this path as one to follow if one wishes to find truth and balance. You commented that you think there are 2 missing spheres in the Kabbalah tree of life, which would make it 12 spheres instead of 10, and you asked us if this was correct. We would reply that you are correct here in your thinking. However, that which you perceive as 2 missing spheres are indeed combined within the Kabbalistic teachings if one looks deep enough. There is a reason that some pieces of the puzzle remain hidden. You asked us, which foods should we eat to help us ascend? Is there anything we should avoid eating? One gets to a point in one's spiritual and ascension path where anything one eats is instantly filled with the pranic energy of the ascended one who consumes it. Therefore, anything can be eaten. However, this point is achieved when one vibrates within a 5th dimensional consciousness frequency. Until that point, it is wise to consume foods of like vibration. We therefore recommend earth foods that have been grown in a pure state without pesticides. These earth foods are those which are grown organically. Earth foods are living foods and still retain the pranic energy of the earth. These foods are raw, and when one cooks food, the earth's pranic energy is mostly lost. Many would know this pranic energy also as enzymes. We would therefore recommend raw earth foods rich in enzymes as the best possible foods to consume whilst ascending. If one chooses not to follow this kind of eating pattern, however, then still one is recommended to consume foods that have come from the earth and cook them as lightly as possible. We recommend that pure spring water is to be consumed, as this is very important. This spring water shall be natural and rich in the minerals of the earth. We recommend herbs be consumed also. This can be in the form of a tea. If meat is to be consumed, we would recommend a very small amount, and that it be ritualized and blessed accordingly. The animal should have lived a full, natural and happy life, consuming the correct diet that it needs. No animal that has lived in fear or has been killed in a state of fear should be consumed by the ascending one. Foods to avoid would be low vibrational foods that in turn will lower your vibration. This would include death and fear frequency animal flesh and man-made convenience foods high in sugars, salts and added chemical flavorings and colorings. Many of these substances are of an extremely low vibration. Low vibratory entities that come to the physical body as that which you perceive as illnesses, diseases and viruses are attracted to the polarity changes within the human physical body created by these substances. You asked us, is the Lord Sananda the ascended master version of Jesus Christ? The men on earth who lived lives that have contributed to the person you know as Jesus Christ embodied the Christ consciousness. Sananda is the archetype geometric master that is the personification of Christ consciousness. Therefore, he could be viewed as the ascended master version of any person living on earth who embodied Christ consciousness within their lives. But Sananda is not an ascended version of any one human being. Those who walked the earth, who make up the person you know as Jesus, have moved forward in their journey, and their soul construct is part of Sananda simply because they embraced the Christ consciousness. Yet Sananda embraces many, many soul constructs, including all the light workers on earth today. You asked us, is Lord Sananda of the dark? There is positive light and positive dark. The Lord Sananda, ascended master, and all beings that vibrate within Christ consciousness frequency are polarized positive. There is also negative light and negative dark. Lord Sananda, ascended master, is the opposite frequency to the negative. We are the white-winged collective consciousness of 9.